fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. Bitch, you need to fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. I know you envy, I know you stare. You're always asking, what's under there? What's in my bag? What's on my shirt? Who's in my bed when I come home from work? Bitch, stop asking questions, I'm too busy to chat. I'm on my way to LA, laying vocals on tracks. I got my girls here with me and we're trying to dance. Why would I talk to my haters when I can talk to my fans? Bitch, you need to fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. Bitch, you need to fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. You'll talk your shit, but I don't care. You'll whine and bitch, but life's not fair. You peep my feed, like my IG. I think it's sad that you're a copycat. Stop asking questions, I'm too busy to chat. I'm on my way to LA with my wallet all fat. I got the juice now, baby, taking trips out to France. Why would I talk to a hater when I can talk to my fans? Bitch, you need to fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. Bitch, you need to fucking mind your business. I'm nobody and you're just a witness. Bitch, I'm blowing and I don't need kisses. That kid, baby, you know just who this is. That kid, that kid, that kid, that kid. Hi.
Hi, queens. Belly, mama.
Hey, queen.
Hey, queens. Welcome to the second episode of Safe Girls, where we discuss the critiques and judgments of the girls who were safe.
Safe is a 4-letter word.
So is cat. First, trash muffin. So this week I love the cat that's watching you in the background. For anyone who notices, there's a cat to your right, and it's just watching you and just looking at you. For the first half of the performance, you know, close and pretty spot on for the song. But then it got a little shaky towards the middle and the end. And a note that I have for you is don't lip sync as if you're saying it. So, for example, some people talk with their mouth closed and they don't really move their mouth a lot.
That's me.
Yeah, that's Andrew. But when you're lip syncing the song, you have to lip sync as if you are the singer saying it. So for example, I have an American accent. I'm not gonna lip sync the same way I would to a song with a British accent or, you know, another accent the way I would, you know, how I speak. I'd have to change the way I move my mouth for it to look accurate. So just practice in the mirror, matching up, over exaggerate. I know it seems a lot to move your face constantly, but it helps the vision come through. I also have down, I love the bubs. I love your blow up bubs and that you pop them. I thought that was really cute. I kind of wish you had a second pair of bubs though for the lip sync, because that would have really helped tighten it. I also like that you use the powder blue latex gloves, you know, pandemic gloves. I thought that was a really cute touch, and
I didn't notice that they were rubber gloves until you pointed that out.
yeah, and I think it works well with the bubs, right?
Yeah.
So again, soft spot for cones, and you use those party hats perfect. I have to say, Trash, you went through so much this challenge.
This deserves to stay into this episode because you need to say what exactly Trash went through to get you footage.
Trash, if I get your permission, but Trash went through homelessness, went through traveling to another state and then traveling back right after, a family emergency, sitting through a pile of ants, recording once with the SD card not in the camera, filming vertically so they had to redo it.
We know having to redo.
Yes.
We know having to redo. And sometimes it doesn't get redone because there's so much that we have to redo that we just say, never mind.
You could say it, I could honk it out.
We just say, fuck it.
Fuck. It really proves that if you want to do something, you will make it happen. And, luckily the group and I, gave you the extension because you were there every second you could, clear communication, telling me what's going on, and I have so much respect for you, Trash. So much respect for you. What do you have for your notes?
Oh, well, I mean, just to go ahead and speak to that, I think that it is amazing because there are some people who did get an extension and didn't use their time as wisely as you did, and you were so very much interested in communicating what was going on with you, which I wouldn't have blamed you if you had just kind of shut down for a couple of days, and I wouldn't have blamed you considering everything that you went through, so thank you for just being an amazing professional.
Yes.
I just want to say that. And let's see, for your pros, I thought it was a perfect look. I loved the tulle. It was very clowny. It was very showgirl. Mm-hmm. The balloon boobs
were such a good touch. I don't know how anyone else thought about that. I didn't think about that.
The only thing that could have made them better in my eyes if you had confetti in them and the confetti had bursted all over the place. It read as clown, it read as burlesque, or at least as a sex worker with the right energy.
Yeah, the right enthusiasm.
Yeah, the energy was beautiful. The only cons that I could come up with was that your lip sync could be tighter, and as someone who does not enunciate and as someone who doesn't really move their lips, and especially for doing these recordings, I have to remember to be a little bit more animated, which I'm not naturally. So during those points, you could bring your energy level a little bit higher for your lip sync. You pause on your camera for sexy could be a little bit shorter, so there are some times where you do a slow roll to a stop, and then you kind of freeze there for a second longer or a few seconds longer than you probably need to be sexy. Because then during your performance once or twice I was like, did my Wi-Fi stop? Again, not meant as a rude read.
Boo! No.
Not meant as a rude read, but I was like, is it going? And then you started to move again and I was like, she's alive! The boops were missed in your performance though. Your walk had them, but in your performance, again, the running gag, pull that out as often as you can, even if you're pulling it from your runway. The idea is that if you are doing the runway and your performance could use that gag, it might be worth buying 4 balloons.
Well, she did, but she ended up using them all over again because of how
that's true. Yeah. No, I didn't even think about that. You probably ran out of balloons by that point, because I wouldn't go back to the store for another pair of balloons. So yeah, at least you got to use them once, and they looked great. Mm-hmm. The lip sync again just could be a little bit more practice. As somebody who is not what's the word? I'm not a talented lip syncer. I don't have a natural talent for it. I'm not a prodigy. Matt's the prodigy at lip syncing. He's great at lip syncing. He has a great energy. However, for me, it's struggle. So as someone else who struggles with lip syncing, I know that when I say this, it probably stings a little bit, because it does for me. So just a little bit more work. People like you and me just kind of have to put some extra effort into it, just to stand up against our competitors.
All right, Trash Muffin. So I definitely loved the primary color scheme that you chose to go with. I thought that was very classic, and it was really cool to me, and it showed me some of your personality. I think that, there's little things that you could adjust about your outfit that would make it more polished. So just think of things of maybe not always showing more skin is better. Sometimes covering up can be good too if it's like a statement making piece. So just, maybe try other styling choices. I did like your performance. I thought it was pretty decent. The popping of the balloon titties, I'm here for it. I support that. That was cool. So I would say that you had a pretty decent performance and all, and just to keep elevating yourself to really make your artistry stand out.
Next, we have Envy Kilter. So Envy, you actually do casual and personal, especially the casual and personal voices in the song, really well. Like it was as if you were talking directly to me, and those moments, they were glimpses, but those glimpses were really well encapsulated. I loved your glitter tits, loved it. I love your makeshift harness. I don't know if it was paper or if it was part of the shirt, but
Paper or plastic.
Paper or plastic, girl. 10 cents in California. The makeshift harness was a cute touch for the clown and the showy act. That men's shirt cut off was a great choice. I honestly don't know how to feel about your wig, about the wig reveal. I'm kind of mixed on girls pulling off their own headpiece or hair, and to see that as a gag. I know there was a ball cap, but it still wasn't. I literally have it right in between the cons and the pros. I think it could have been a little better. Your BAMs needed a little more oomph. So the parts of the song that other queens like Chris and Mirage accentuated and, fought for, you kind of just glazed over it, and it wasn't as satisfying to watch. Those personal moments where it's just one voice and it's just the camera and it's the stare and it's all of that were great for you, but those BAMs that you need to fight for attention, 10 other girls in the room, virtual room, you kind of faded in the background. As far as your look, I need some bigger lashes for you. I'm not talking about double stacked or 3 pairs. I'm not talking about over the top. It looks like your makeup is unfinished.
Unfinished.
Paper is a great makeshift eyelash. It really is. The great thing about paper is you can make them look however you want them to, and you can paint them different colors. I'm not asking for a huge thing. I only say this because your makeup doesn't look finished.
Finished.
Unfinished. Make sure
You're dripping and Mom's gonna get pissed.
Shut up.
Now tickle the pickle. Envy. So pros that I have for you is I love the top. Same as Matt. We saw the same thing. I thought it was a smart idea. Well done. Let's see, my jaw dropped when you did the bra reveal. I was just kind of like,
yeah, and I like that there was something under the titty.
yeah, there was something there, so it didn't feel like you were taking off your costume or, leaving behind your look. The fact that you still had some undernips was interesting. I thought that was a great gag and something that nobody else, really did. You always are very great at your lip syncing. I noticed that you pretty much always hit the notes perfectly. Not the notes, but you get me. You hit every beat perfectly.
I feel like you practice in the mirror a lot, lip syncing.
Or is it natural? I mean, are you a natural just lip syncer? Because, yeah, I definitely envy her.
Little fact about me, I don't eat the pickle butts. That's not my thing.
Take a shot.
Alright, so Envy Killer. So I liked your performance. It was pretty cool. The gags were cool. Like, that's definitely something I needed to see on this day. And it really excited me. And yeah, I like that quality about you. You're very campy. And so I would say to really keep pushing that further and see what you can do with it, because that's a lot of fun. And your outfit, it was cool, but I think you could always elevate it more, like maybe get more weird. I was almost imagining like a Lady Gaga art pop moment, like have some weird shape around your head just to be extra quirky and out there. And I think that you could have really like pulled something like that off. And so I would just say my only critique really would be that your reveal It just was kind of awkward. Like, it took a long time for us to be able to get to that point. And then so when it happened, it was really cool, but it was almost kind of like I was losing interest waiting for it to happen. So I would just say to work on your timing, and I think that that will really propel your performances into a more professional and interesting and visual light that more of us can enjoy. So I would say good performance, cool outfit, just work on some tweaks to really like elevate yourself and be your best.
And credits. Your blocking was incredible, and I credit that to your dancing experience. You knew where to go, when to go, how to go, and why to go, period. You understood the flow of the song, and when it was most impactful for you to flare the skirt or to give a stomp, you know, those are things that a true performer can pick up, and you know, other girls need to learn it, but I do credit it to your dance and to your knack, your good old knick and knack bric-a-brac.
I didn't see her knack.
Oh, I felt like no, your split at the end was amazing. You know,
I felt it.
Your face on when you did the splits literally said, "I know what I just fucking did." It was amazing, and it was enjoyable to watch. Stopped and started at the perfect times. That's when I had your syncing, your beats was perfect. It's really different for you, and it shows how versatile you are and how you're not afraid to change your image. And I'm not asking you to change yourself per se, but just know your go-tos in other genres. And it really did. I think it served you well, and it served your benefit. Oh, the choice for lace helped tie in a classier look. You know, lots of satins, lots of shiny materials for the clowns, and for us, tinsel, the Christmas tinsel for me, but your lace helped give it a classier, a more calm look that none of the other girls really tapped into, I think. You had mentioned that it was more mime than clown.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah.
So we're on me now?
We're on you now.
I did mention that it was more mime than clown. There were two aspects of this challenge. It was clown and it was showgirl. Is mime a clown? I don't know. Matt says it is. I say it's something a little bit different. And even for me, it was kind of a stretch for the clown or for the mime part of this. Only because you looked... Well, you know what? You're taking me out of my pros and cons. Let's go with the pros first, shall we? The pros. It was an amazing performance. You used your space. It was gorgeous. It was graceful. And like Matt said, at the end, when you gave the floor a kiss...
Your face, Evan.
Your face, your little wince, your little smile of just... Like you were giving a shot to everybody.
Like, this is why I'm
straight
here.
to the heart.
Mm-hmm. Good old Stingray.
I felt it. You kissed the floor, but you also kissed my heart. Although everyone did, you know, their own thing, and they were amazing in their own ways, you took this to an elegant level that I don't think was present until you walked out. I love the 20s feel. The heavy boots that you had were perfect. I wouldn't have changed them at all. I felt like it added to this, and again, just kind of added an avant-garde sort of look. I was floored at the performance. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is what I wrote. That's what it was. Your look reminded me of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I loved that.
The first season. The
first season, yeah. When it was really good. No, well, it's good now. But
the first season's always the best.
First season's always the best. That's what this took me to. Just, again, an elegance that I don't think I've seen outside of a professional
setting.
Yeah. The cons, as Matt was quick to mention, for me, was that I was just worried that the outfit may not speak to the challenge of clown enough, and that was pretty much it, because your makeup was gorgeous. You had color coordination that was reminiscent of clowns, for example, the black and white, but that could also just be black and white. So the makeup, again, could have been more like a doll or a porcelain doll. I think I would have seen that a little bit more. And Matt says mime. I could see that too, but again, I don't think that mime, in my definition, is exactly clown. Those are two different beasts. They might be like cousins, but they're not closely related. They're like distant cousins.
Removed.
twice removed. But I did want to say this because I felt, I had heard that you were a little bit disparaged and felt like you didn't meet the challenge. And when I say that...
Well, I mean, we knew that you felt as if you were undervalued. And I want to, Andrew and I want to get this out here that you're not undervalued at all. First of all, you don't need to prove your value to anyone, and you don't need to hear it from anyone. No. But we've already told you this in person, but we need you to know this, for real, that your talent, you're here for a reason. You were almost in the top. There was a tie this week in the top, as you know.
Right, well, that's just it, is that I didn't want you to feel like you were undervalued at all, and I think you said it perfectly. Don't take our critiques too much to heart, because these are just our personal opinions. It's subjective. It's not objective, and
it's not
your audience watching now might be like, they're crazy. Andrew doesn't know what he's talking about. To them, I may not. To you, I may not. It's all just subjective. This is just what we see. It's not a critique on you as an artist. It doesn't define you at all. And I did want to leave you with, just that you don't have to fucking prove yourself to anyone.
Pretty poo.
Okay, so Antichrist, I thought you were so adorable and cute. Like, there's just something so charming about you that I just love so much. And I like that you brought in like this 20s burlesque little flapper fill. Like, it was just super duper cute. You did it in your own way and it really went with the song. And I also thought that you had really good makeup. And it reminded me of when I was probably your age. Like when I was 17, I felt like I would wear outfits like that and just feel like the cutest, and it just gives me this very vintage vibe that I love. And so I have to commend you for that, and totally that you gave a really cool performance. I felt like you were really into it, and like I said, there's something charming about you that I just really love, and I'm going to keep an eye out for, because I think that you could really do well in this competition. Like, you have it in you, you have the spirit to perform, and like, I loved your commentary over your runway. I thought that was so confident of you, and like, you own your looks. And so that really just brings me a lot of joy, and it's like, I just want to adopt you and have you as my little fashion baby, because I really believe in you. So I have to give you a thumbs up. The only critiques I could have to maybe elevate is maybe to wear like some more elevated shoes, like better shoes, because I was thinking maybe like a taller kind of Victorian granny boot would be cool, like the kind that lace up and like with a heel on the back, because yeah, I just think that you could do little touches to make your outfit seem more elaborate and expensive and decadent. Like, just go for it.
Also, Alana, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry that you had to go to the hospital, and so sorry that you had to drop out. I loved you. Loved you. You were a ray of sunshine in my editing.
Hi, it's a lot of problems coming to you for this runway confessional from the finish line. And I just want to rant. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Trash Muffin. She is the shadiest. She got the most nerve out of any of these bitches up in this competition. Let me tell you. So, I am hand sewing my outfit. I'm putting a lot of work and dedication in this goddamn look. And this bitch has the I've also been up for over 24 hours working and taking time to hand sew this fucking look. So, tell me why she noticed that I sewed the seam on the wrong side of the fabric and then didn't tell me. It's when we have our exact location. She trying to fight me. Somebody call the police. I'm about to go to jail.
And, I know this race was a pressure on you that you didn't need. And I commend you for sticking it out as long as you did. Because you are an amazing queen. Amazing queen. So much respect for you, Alana.
Yes. A lot of respect.
A lot of respect. So that's our episode of Safe Girls. As the weeks go on, this episode will get shorter, so...
Of course, we gotta say less shit.
Of course, yeah.